One of the other conversations that we had the most fun around was who is going to play Joe Dollar. Joe Dollar is this larger than life basketball dad slash entrepreneur slash impresario slash life coach slash guru slash self-appointed philosopher. And so when you think about who can do that, who better than Tracy Morgan? Tracy and I knew each other socially. We'd seen each other out. I don't even know if Tracy remembered that we had hung out before when I met him because he said, man, it's so good to meet you. I let it go. But he is somebody that he's so much fun on set. His energy is contagious. It is absolutely, it pervades around the whole set. He walks around with this music player. He's playing anything from like old school Michael Jackson to new hip hop to like rock and roll. I mean, he's playing everything. He's playing in the cafeteria, playing it in between takes. And it's that kind of energy that that makes him fun to be around. That makes a movie fun to make. It makes a set, you know, a livelier place. So when you've got a character like Ali, somebody had a big hand in creating that persona. And in our movie, it's her dad. And he is played brilliantly by the one and only Richard Roundtree. I actually had a chance to work with Richard on Being Mary Jane before this project, the television show. And I mean, I just couldn't get over the fact that I was working with Shaft. Like, period. I'm working with Shaft. How cool is that? He plays Ali's no-nonsense father. Her name is Ali, A-L-I. Ali, not Ali, because she's named after Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, of course. And the way that Ali and her dad, Skip, played by Richard Roundtree, communicate and solve issues and conflict resolve is through boxing, because he's a boxing coach. And one of the greatest moments in the movie is when she's had an awful day, a lot of conflict at work. She comes to see her dad. She says, it's time to talk. I need to talk. And the way that they talk is that, of course, she gets right in the ring with her same work outfit on, rolls up the sleeves, put on boxing gloves, and they spar. And it's a great father-daughter moment because I think the importance there is that it doesn't matter how you communicate, what your dynamic may be, just the fact that you're having that kind of loving dialogue, because it's so clear that he loves her, and through like the physicality of it all, he's given her great advice. One of the most fun things about this movie is not just Ali and her dynamic at work and the way that she interacts with her dad and Tracy Morgan, it's also her girls. It is the way that her and her closest girlfriends have this very, very real organic relationship. And so Taraji's crew is played by Wendi McLendon-Covey, Tamala Jones, and Phoebe Robinson. And I can't wait for people to see the dynamic of these ladies because they're out there having fun. They are, you know, they're the clique. Taraji's like the last one to not have a serious relationship and not get married. She gets a lot of flack for that with the crew. Only Erykah Badu could play sister. When we first started talking about this movie, we were talking about that role, and my partner James Lopez said, Erykah Badu. And everybody said, of course, that's genius. Like, that's who it is. And at first we weren't sure how she was going to play it, what flavor she would bring, but she has brought exactly what we needed. Like, only Erykah Badu could bring what Erykah is bringing to this role. She's fun, she's eclectic, she's left of center. That's what you need in a character like this, because she's the reason that the device comes to be and allows Taraji to hear these voices. So you needed somebody to have a little bit of a mystical element. And Erykah Badu is mystical to me in real life. I love her. I love her for it. But she's a mystery. She's an enigma. Like, that's what makes her Erykah Badu. And so she's perfect for that role. We're so fortunate to have a director like Adam Shankman. I met Adam Shankman while working on Being Mary Jane. He directed a few episodes there. And when we were talking about a director for this, we knew that we wanted this film to have a certain rhythm. We knew that we wanted it to have a certain flair. We wanted it to be, you know, fantasy, comedy, but heart it's fun to work on an Adam Shankman set because he's gonna bring a flavor that nobody else has. It doesn't matter how many hours we've been working, how late it is, he's always ready to go. He's always got a great energy. He's got an amazing personality, but he always keeps his eye on the ball. He knows exactly what we're doing, exactly what we're shooting, and how we're going to shoot it. And I think audiences will appreciate the fact that it's a movie that's got a kinetic energy to it. It is always moving. It's very entertaining to watch. When I think about like the vibe on set, I'm not surprised at all that it's so much fun. It is such a great group of people. You think about the personalities like Adam Shankman at the top, like Taraji P. Henson in the center, like Tracy Morgan, like Pete Davidson and Max Greenfield, and these fun cameos that come in and out. And, you think about that, and also what a fun story we're telling. Like, this is a movie that doesn't take itself too seriously, yet it's got something to say. I'm most excited for audiences to see the Taraji Henson version of What Men Want. I think it's a good time. People are going to have fun with it, but it's going to make you think a little bit. And I think that's the best kind of movie. If you can entertain, make people laugh, make people feel something, but let them walk away, maybe, with a different perspective than they had coming in, well, then we've accomplished what we set out to do. I think men are simple creatures. That's what I will say. And we are so far behind women that the last thing I ever want is for you guys to know what's going on in our heads. Please, let us keep what little dignity we have left as men, our poor, feeble creatures, insecure creatures. I'll admit it. I don't know what men want, but it's probably a lot less complicated than what women want. I'll tell you that. Whose mind I want to read on set? It would not be Tracy Morgan's because I don't need to, because he tells you exactly what's on his mind. I don't always understand it, but he is free-flowing with it. I just think he's on a next level above where I am. I probably would dare to peek inside the head of Pete Davidson. That's where I would go. And I would never be the same again. I feel like that is like looking into the sun. Like, if you do it, you just know you're going to be blind. Like, you'll see something amazing, but you know you'll never see again. Like, I know I can't unsee what's in Pete Davidson's head, but I think it would be extremely fascinating.